Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Performance in Motion with your host, Dr. Dennis.
Okie dokie, folks, we are back. Welcome back. This is our next segment. We are here with Mr. Justin Ross. And I have to tell you, folks, he is a top-level athlete and coach. And you know what I love about him is that he lives what he teaches, and he's consistent. That's very hard to get. That's why he's a professional. Right, Justin?
Exactly.
All right. So we have a lot of things to cover, but we're going to try our best because you are multifaceted. And like we said, we're probably going to have him on the show again, folks. I would say high probability, 99.999%. Okay. So I met you when you were finishing school. So let's talk about the degree that you had received.
So I got my degree in dance and choreography. I really wanted to get something that directly influenced what I was doing on the ice. I wanted to get as much knowledge of movement for myself and for my students that I would help with choreography. So I took every sort of dance style that you could think of. I did ballroom, salsa, waltz. I made sure I did a lot of ballet, jazz, hip hop, anything that the college offered, I took because I wanted to give myself and my students as much information, as much possibilities that they could get. Because there's so many people who go like, I only teach classical, I only teach jazz. I wanted to be well-rounded so that if my student came to me and they like, I want to do a song by Frank Sinatra, I'm like, perfect, I have movement for you. Or they want to do an Irish song, or they wanted to do something waltzy. I could help them create a program that was comfortable for them. And the only way I can do that is if I have that knowledge.
That's incredible. You know, it's interesting how you're able to share not only the hunger to learn, but the diversity and how you can customize that for so many different types of dance or skating or even students that you have. And, you know, I try to correlate this with exercise and performance. And again, performance, let's just say as a figure skater. Can parts of yoga help you? Yes. Can parts of Pilates help you?
Definitely.
Can parts of weight training help you?
Of course.
And flexibility.
Mandatory.
Absolutely. So it's phenomenal to me that after 10 years of coaching and 20 years of competing, that you are still hungry to fine-tune, and then you can share that with your students.
Well, you never stop learning. That's something that you really need to understand is you never stop learning. There's always something that you can improve on. There's always more information, a different way of addressing things. I know every student learns differently, so you need to be able to work with them. Some people, they require to see something to learn it. Some people, they need to hear it. Some people need to feel it. So you need to learn all of the different ways to help your student the best way that you can. And even especially with an audio learner, if I say something one way, that the way I learned it originally,
right,
it might not click with them. They might not have the same experiences that I do.
Right.
So I need to have a variety of experiences and vocabulary to translate into their speech patterns so that they can understand, so that they can grow the best way they can grow.
Wow. I am blown away because in the medical field, we have to have a psychology background, and it seems like you inherently have this ability, which is phenomenal, and your sensitivity to the needs of your students is why you're let's just say more than effective, and let's be honest and say that your results are probably unparalleled, and it would be great in the future to have some of your students come on in and talk about their experience because of your customization.
Yeah, well, I mean, to have gotten to where I am now, I have to thank the people who taught me, because my coaches are the ones who fed me this information. They did the same thing for me that I want to do for my students. So I'm always thankful, and I always work as hard as I can so that I can honor what they did for me.
Wow, folks, did you hear that? Thankful and honor. How often do you hear anyone speaking those words in relation to becoming an expert, to developing very high-level skills? How often do you hear this? And I'm going to already tell you that I rarely hear it. So again, Justin, I think it's phenomenal. And I think one of the other reasons we get along so well is that we are both hungry to learn, and we seek out the experts who have specializations. So when you have multiple people, experts who have these specializations, and you become a sponge, and you take what you need to then customize it for your students.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. You have to. It's not enough just to do it yourself. You need to get as much information, work with people. The best results come from teams of people. I can only do so much. I've only gone through so much. So when you go to specialists, those people who have those fields, and you bring them in, you have way better results. And you can't be egotistical. You can't. You have to be humble. You have to work with these people, because it's not about you. It's about the kid, and you want to do the best thing you can do for your students.
Wow. I hope that the listeners out there are actually really listening to what you're saying, because there is a wealth of knowledge and experience coming from a relatively young man. I mean, 27 years old. Come on now. You know, basically, it seems like you've lived many lifetimes already with what you're sharing today.
I mean, crash course. Going from just a recreational skater to becoming a national level competitor, I had 6 or 7 coaches. I had a ballet instructor, I had a lift instructor, we had our personal trainers, we had our compulsories, we had our move. So we had all of these different coaches with us. It was never just one person. There was never time to just think about yourself. You were always moving. You're always working. So it just comes from circumstance.
Wow. So I have a quick question. You know, I didn't achieve the level of success that you have as a hockey player, but I must say that during the journey, there were many, many times, I'm talking thousands and millions of times, where I doubted myself. Unfortunately, I didn't have a support team or system like you had. Is that one of the secrets to your success?
Definitely. I could not have done anything that I've gone through if I didn't have the support that I have. My mom is the kindest person you can think of. She was always there. She always wanted the best for me. I always focused on what was good for everyone else, and she was narrowed in on me. She's like, whatever you need is what's going to happen. And then my coach, Carrie's been my coach since I was 7 years old, and I still take lessons from her now, and she's always had my back. She's always been there to push me when I needed pushing and to comfort me when I needed comforting. So I've just always had that support group, and I think that's why I have been so successful, is because these people have been the groundwork for me. They're what build me up. They're my rock.
That's so cool. You know, I entitled this show Performance in Motion, and I'm sure most people think about the physical aspect. I'm very intrigued at the psychological aspect, the emotional, the mental.
Oh, it's huge. 90% of skating is all mental. 10% is just the physical. You have to be in shape. You have to be constantly training. But you can be in the best shape of your life. If you're not strong mentally, as soon as you get out there with all those people watching you, we were in a show with 14,000 people.
Wow.
If you're not mentally strong enough to be able to work through that, you're going to collapse and fall. So you need to make sure that you have that support base, that you're mentally tough enough to get through it. Because I can land a double axel if I'm like, oh, I feel great. But the second I start doubting myself, that's when you start crashing and falling.
Absolutely. Isn't that funny how, the doubt that we all experience as humans is a huge component or correlation to our success in life. And to hear from someone who's so humble that still is trying to fine-tune his art, to keep striving. He's already been a pro. Folks, you have to understand this. This is not about, Googling information and taking something off the internet. It's about living it, and that's what Justin's sharing with us. So this has been a phenomenal segment. We are coming to the close of it. And I can't wait to learn more about you, Justin, and share this with our listeners and to inspire them in whatever they're doing. This is Dr. Dennis, and you're listening to WSRadio.com, the worldwide leader in Internet radio. And we'll be right back with Mr. Justin Ross.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
Are you losing the battle with technology? Tired of struggling with IT? Ready to meet your IT dream team? Centrix IT is Southern California's leader in IT management. A 4-time winner of San Diego's fastest growing privately held companies, Centrix IT has provided Fortune 500 managed IT services to small and medium businesses for over 13 years. Put an end to your struggle with technology today at CentrixIT.com. CentrixIT.com.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
Are your feet hurting you? I mean really hurting you so much that you can't come to the fair and enjoy other activities with your friends? If so, you may have plantar fasciitis, a chronic inflammation of the connective tissues in the foot. I'm Holly Halsey. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and I can help you with your pain. I invite you to visit me at my webpage, AccuSageHouseCalls.com. That's ACUSSAGE, housecalls.com. Find out what pain-free feels like.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.